Hi guys, welcome back to Knuston Farm, where I have been away for a while. Well, I haven't been putting videos up. While I was away, I got a text from somebody who signed it just as Steer 196 Cattle, who suggested I sell the grain so that I don't go into negative numbers. And being away gave me some time to think. After what the bank did to me, this Steer guy, whoever he is, or she, they've got a really good point, because I don't trust the bank anymore and they could very easily screw me over. And if they screw me over, they screw the owner of the farm over. Now, that wasn't the only text I got, but I'll get to the other one in a moment. A bit of crop there, I think. Maybe not. So what we're going to do today is we are going to get back to the main farm. Because I need to talk about something else. Because it wasn't the only text I got, as I've already said. The other text was from the owner of the farm. And, well, it was actually a phone call. We had a bit of chat about the tractor that he had there, the Deutz. And he just said something very cryptic to me. What did you think of the other tractor? I said, what other tractor? The only other tractor I've been using is my John Deere, which is a bit useless. It doesn't work very well, at least. He said, well, I've got a Massey Ferguson as well. What? I didn't see any Massey. It wasn't out on show for me. He said, well, yeah, I've only just finished restoring it. It's from the 80s. It's a 396 or something like that. I can't quite remember what he said. But he said it's a really good nick. The only issue is the rear linkage doesn't exactly go down as far as he'd like, and it doesn't have a high hitch, which might cause a bit of an issue here. This isn't high hitch, which unfortunately it is. I was going to use the Master for this. I have an idea. Now, two things. Number one, the grain input over here. This has been fixed. I can use this again. I can dump into the grain input. And secondly, this has always worked. At least I've been told it always worked. So let's test that. We want wheat because that's all we have in storage. And we're going to do something that might be a bit bizarre. We're going to sell the grain, check what kind of price we can get for this trailer, because I know the shop also, the shop has some relatively small Marshall trailers which actually have slightly higher capacity than this thing. And I prefer to use a Marshall trailer than a wooden trailer that could very easily be rotten. Now I won't tell the shop it could be rotten. Obviously I'm not going to tell the shop it could be rotten. Why would I lose money like that? No, I'm going to pretend that it's all good, and as far as I know it is. So why should I potentially say something that's not true? I'll just tell them as far as I know it's good. Yeah, I've only been using it a couple of days. Who am I to complain? So the shop is down here. This thing is really a lot of play in the steering wheel all of a sudden. I'm not quite sure what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I have to hope that between the grain and the trailer I can get the money for the Marshall. Because if I can get the Marshall, that's actually quite a good thing, because then I can use the Deere, the Deere. Once I can start using the Massey, I'm getting rid of the Deere, because I have no need for the Deere. The only reason I'm using the Deere at the moment and I haven't sold already is because realistically I need two tractors. And that gate has been left open for some reason. Little open gate. I need 2 tractors, and the gear, while it's not the greatest in the world, it does work. And that's kind of important. Now, I've been told where the Massey is, so when we get back up to the farmyard, I'll show you. And he let me know in certain terms that I should use the Massey. Apparently, so it's really good and really good link. And for some reason, lock the gates up here for me. Lovely. So let's get this up here. So we're going to need something like 14,000 to buy the Marshall trailer, I think. So I check, now that I got that trailer emptied. The Marshall trailer, here we go, QM11, 14,500. And we're going to get nowhere near enough. So let's continue selling the wheat. Just sell what we got in storage, sell it all, and hopefully we'll have enough for the Marshall trailer. Possibly. What I could do... What I could do is I could get the Deutz on this trailer and put the Massey on the harvester, because the Massey is, he said something in the region of 79 horsepower, and that's going to be more than enough to power that harvester. And then I could get rid of the gear that way. But then I'd have to find a way of getting back up to the farmyard. Either way I would, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do. Other than cough. Let's sell one more load here. Get the deer, the Massey out of storage. Let's get the Massey out of storage, then sell another load. Because I'm going to be up here anyway. And I can show you what the Massey is like. And I can have a look at it for myself, I guess. You know, it's pretty big. But, you know, what the Massey is like. He said it's nice. Head work is good. Engine works. The beacon. The only thing he did mention was that there is no high hitch, so it could be more useful, but it is good enough for enough tasks that it's worth keeping. Like the John Deere, which is useful for anything involving the 3-point, and in fact anything involving a PTO is not a good idea here. So let's get this trailer in underneath the fill point here. That should do. Yep. Let's throw some wheat in there. Let's go over here. Now he said that the Massey was in the shed behind the baler here, so I'm guessing he means this one. Let's open the door and see what's in here. Ooh! The Massey Ferguson 698. And it's a bit dirty. It's apparently been in the field a couple of times for test drives. That's a really nice tractor. Looks like it's got some sort of air conditioning. Eventually. always nice. Yeah, there's no high hitch, there's only a low hitch. Huh. That's less than ideal. It isn't very good, Nick. Let's get in. Have a look at the cab. Well, yeah, this is nice. This is actually really nice. Not the windows. A bit less stuffy in here. Let's get switched on. Bit of beef in that engine. I like this Massey. I wonder if this is why he has the big spare. This little thing can probably pull a surprising amount of weight. That is a really nice tractor. Does it seat up suspension? Yes, it does. Lovely. Let's just pull this Massey in over here for the time being. We're going to be selling off crops for a little while anyway. And let's get back to work. Oh, there we go. I'm looking forward to trying to use that massive fluid to work. Not the most powerful beast in the world, but it should be powerful enough to get in. Decent amount done. And it's probably going to be a bit more useful than this gear, because this thing is only really good for hauling trailers. And yeah, it's got a front loader, but it's got a front loader console, doesn't it? A front loader. So I think when the time comes to get a front loader, I'm probably just going to get a skid steer or something. Borrow a skid steer, I guess. Because I do need to bale the fields and sell bales. Nowhere near ready to take in cows yet. So yeah, I think I'm going to borrow a skid steer or something to deal with that. I might try and find a baler that I can borrow or something, I don't know. But it did occur to me, I've been kind of focused on getting a new harvester. I'm getting the Farad 66. That is a really dumb idea right now. Because if I focus on getting the harvester, that'd be all well and good. I can harvest grains. I've no seeder for grains. So focusing on getting an N66 or some kind of grain harvester is a dumb idea. Now you've got the RKS for sugar beets, and that's about all I can plant. I can plant corn, but I got no way of getting it out of the, getting it off the stalks, short of going into the field with the scythe and manually doing it, which no. So for the time being, at least, we're doing sugar beets full time. Which is not the greatest, but it'll suffice. So let's empty this trailer load. Definitely safe from the bank for now. Do we have any loan left? 40,000. Ooh, that's good. I don't want to try and get rid of that as quickly as possible. I think the sugar beet's going to help. Because sugar beet isn't grown much around here, so they're going to pay a premium for locally grown beet. So I should do well on sugar beets, which is probably why the owner actually had the OKS ready to go. Yeah, we should do well on sugar beet. We shouldn't have too many issues, I hope, with the RKS platform. I am still hoping on getting the Marshall trailer so I can get rid of this John Deere. I mean, I will need to come up with a way of getting both the John Deere and the Massey down to the shop at the same time. And the only way I can think of is using a trailer, which, do I have a small... Does the shop have a small cheap trailer that I can buy? It'd be in Misk, I think. 25,000, that is far too much. You get that for 19.5, but I don't know if that'll fit. How about in baling tech? I was 10S platform trailer. I got a Marshall bale trailer. That'd be good for that. Pretty general use, I guess. Oh, they got a Mikhail Fusion in. And a Krone Ultima, which costs an arm and a leg. I'm probably gonna end up getting the Fusion. Needs 107 horsepower compared to 125 for the Ultima. This is non-stop, but this is Mikhail. Irish product, I'm Irish, so I'm probably gonna go for the Mikhail. How could it actually be? I didn't know that. So realistically, the first baler I'm gonna get is the Class Roland. And yeah, that's really the smallest baler I can find. Do I... If I've got a bale trailer, I must have a front loader. Oh, I do. I do have a front loader, which instantly makes the John Deere useful once again. Huh. So I can't get rid of the deer. I think I'm going to need it to load up bales. I can, however, get rid of the trailer, because well, the Marshalls just got higher capacity and hold more. So that's probably a better option. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going for the Marshall trailer and get rid of this one and get the Class Roland baler. And at least that way we can get some round bales made, which are a lot easier to handle than the small squares. We'll keep the small square baler because I'm pretty sure some people want small squares for hay. And Knuston Village from time to time might decide, hey, we need small square bales for soapbox race or something. And so we will have, you know, some semblance of... we will have the ability to make them. Have I pulled in too far over? I have pulled in too far over. Much better. 83,000 litres of wheat left. Anyway, about 8,000 litres. Wonderful. Wunderbar. So still going on. Hot air balloon. Good report. I think the best course of action right now is to get back to harvesting and figure out what to do with the straw afterwards. And what to do with all of the crop afterwards. Because we've got a nice buffer from the bank now. We've got what's probably going to be about 7,000 or 8,000 euro in the buffer before the bank starts going. We've got a buffer from that. And yeah, we do have a loan out, but they can't screw us over on that too much. So that should be okay. I just thought, I'm gonna have to check the guides and see if that's got a front loader console. I really don't want to keep this John Deere, is the issue. Let's just see what the shop has on the cheaper side of tractors. We get case here for 36.9. That's what, 85 horsepower. This John Deere is 120, but it's 120 worthless horsepower is the thing. And yeah, that's about it in terms of stuff that can. Well, we got the case Pumas, I guess, but they're 200,000 plus, so that's kind of an unrealistic thing. We got the Deutz Agrotron here, 135 for 48.9. And what do we have in terms of like skid steers and stuff? That's quite expensive. Telehandlers, that's very expensive. That's also really expensive. What else does the shop have? It's got a cheaper skid steer. That's not a bad price. 79k for a telehandler isn't bad, but I know it's not the best telehandler in the world. 165 for a wheel loader. What's the cheapest tractor here that I can get that has front loader console? 64,000. So 115 for 48, 135 for 48. So in terms of value for money, I'm probably going to be stuck between the JXU85 and the K420 here. I just want rid of the Deere. I might take out a loan to get one. And I'm probably going to get the K120. As a kind of a dedicated front loader tractor. Yeah, let's get the K120 now. Let's sell off this junk and take out. I know this is silly because I'm just going to be, going into good negative money again. But let's extend our loan so that we can get the K120, the Marshall trailer, and have about 5,000 or thereabouts worth of buffer zone. So let's just empty the trailer. So we're good there. 7,007. We get 2,000 per load. We were getting 2,000 per load. Let's sell these off because we just have no need for them. Either of them. We're going to be swapping them out for the K120 and the K5100. So we're at 21,107. So we can definitely buy the Marshall QM11. Nice. Now it's 6,600 and we need... How much do we need for the tractor? 48,900. So let's just take out that much. Buy our K420. I thought it was 120. Nope, 420. This does have a high hitch, which doesn't really matter. It's slightly floating. So let's get this hooked up to the Marshall trailer and get him down to the farm. Now because the Marshall trailer, and I know this for a fact, is low hitch, we can hook the Marshall up to the Massey and use that. Keep the K420 ready for the baling, and we can use this on some of our more power intensive equipment, like I think the seeder. And if we can get a second trailer, that'd be amazing, because then we can have the K420 and the Massey running trailers while the Deutz does its thing. And in fact, if the Deutz isn't pulling the harvester, which it probably won't be because we'll be growing sugar beet in the future, we can probably have the Massey and the Deutz, the 8 Deutz, not the K420 that I'm driving now. We can have those two on the trailer and have this thing just running around doing its own thing and possibly cultivating or something. Assuming we can get a better cultivator, of course. The reason I'm not going to use this on the trailer, and I'm sure some of you are wondering why, is this is a bit of a big tractor. It's not the biggest tractor in the world, but it is a pretty big tractor. Plus, as a kind of a secondary reason, I kind of prefer using the older style tractors. This is going to be great for front loading and that sort of good stuff, but for general use I'm going to try and keep to the Massey and Deutz, the other Deutz, for the time being at least. I know there will come a time when I'm going to have to upgrade to 160 horsepower tractors and then up again and again and again and again. But right now I'm quite happy keeping it under, well, around about 100, 130, slightly less for the Massey obviously, but I'm quite comfortable keeping it around the 130 horsepower range. I think the Deutz I'm using is 120 or something around, possibly in the mid-teens. So let's just stop this here, detach the trailer, put it into the shed over here. This is the bale shed for where people come to buy our bales. Just stack them up in here and people come. They bring their own front loaders and they get rid of the bales as they go. They pay us in advance, so the bales that get unloaded here, they'll magically disappear in the game, but that's the story I'm going with. But hey, let's get back to harvesting. But that, I'm afraid, will be in the next video. And I'll put some music behind it just so that I can get a decent bit done and entertain myself with something else. I have some videos or something going while I'm doing the next video. But yeah, that's about all the time we have time. That's about all we have time for today, unfortunately. Somewhat fortunately, you guys will get a nice long video. I'll get a nice long recording session with this Massey, which is something I wanted. Toot the tutor. And you guys will get a somewhat sped up video of me driving this thing around and completely abusing it. I do love the suspension in this thing. This is a seriously good tractor. Very well maintained, very well restored, I must say. And very well built in the first place. And I'm doing absolutely no favours by hitting everything. So I'll see you guys next time, and until then, stay safe, and goodbye!